Hi. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Hi, ma'am. Welcome to our session, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
I'm waiting. That's why I'm waiting. I know. Let the students join in. Yeah.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
We are here for them only.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Shall I start, ma'am?
Yes. Hello, ma'am. Manisha, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am. Hearty welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, whenever
I'm
you
principal.
tell me to start, I will.
Yes, ma'am. I'm principal Indirani College of Nursing, ma'am.
Grateful and humble meeting you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
We'll start the session formally, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
Over to Rath.
Yes. Happy morning to one and all present here. Happy morning to one and all present here. The Institution Innovation Council of Indirani College of Nursing organizes motivational session on the theme How to Become Successful Entrepreneur. Today is your opportunity to build the tomorrow you want. By these words, on behalf of Institution Innovation Council of Indirani College of Nursing, I would like to extend my cheerful welcome to the eminent speaker of our session, transformer, speaker, influencer, and so on, many other terms to describe you, ma'am. Manisha Sharma, ma'am.
Okay.
We welcome you for this session, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Such a humbling experience being around with all of you here. Uh,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have been looking forward to this session because it is very rare that there are, I give or I see a college like a nursing college organizing a session on how to be a successful entrepreneur. Okay, that's such a out of the box thinking because we have been taught ever since we have been growing up to tread the line. Okay, so whatever line was given by our parents, by our society, by our friends, by our cousins, at least in my generation, we were doing we were doing what they were telling us to do, right? And it's such a fantastic experience actually witnessing women leading this nursing college and women also leading this entrepreneurial mindset kind of a thing, wherein your principal and your vice principal, the top management and the gurus are all inclined to enable students to become the best versions of themselves through entrepreneurial skills. Yeah. So with that, I would just try and share my PPT and begin with the session. I'm looking forward to a very, very interactive session with all of you. If I introduce myself just quickly, because I don't want to waste the time, is that I have around 20 years of experience, which has been primarily in skilling, and enabling students, especially who are 18 plus, ensuring they are placed, ensuring they are becoming the bestest versions of themselves, ensuring they start their own ventures. And they fondly call me Ma, by the way, all of them. That's because the connect they have with me, the students, whom I have taught. And the idea is to leave this planet a better planet before we finally close our eyes. And that's only through the young generation. Yes, we enable them, we enable their families. Yes. So with that, and with your permission, I'm going to start with my presentation. Just give me a moment, please. So can you all see the slide or see the PPT?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's great. So today's session is a fantastic session, my dear young friends out here, and the faculties, and the vice principal, the principal, the top management of the Nursing Institute. What a fantastic day. It is a sunny day out here. I know all of you are joining from all across. And I know even if it is not a sunny day, let us have the sunny mentality. Okay. So I'm going to start with the entrepreneur mindset, because to become a successful entrepreneur, you need to have a successful entrepreneur mindset. Okay. And that'll include a lot you can see on the screen. It involves abilities, it involves innovation, it involves business venture, team, it involves obviously money, cash, leadership, management, capital, again, successful mindset. You need to be having the attitude of never ever give up. Okay, you need to take risk in life. You need to take risk. You need to be focused always. You need to understand your responsibilities. And that's how we become successful entrepreneurs. I believe entrepreneurship has become was such a fearful thing in India back when I was studying. We were never encouraged by our gurus to become entrepreneurs. Or even if they encouraged us, we never took that as a serious kind of a concept. But I believe, irrespective of whatever line you are in life, either you are in medical, you're non-medical, or you're in engineering or non-engineering, you can have that entrepreneurial mindset. Can that be built, or is it a God's gift? It can be built, my dear friends. There's no God gift. We build it, and that's the God gift, right? The God's gift is only the gift of our parents, I believe, who have given us the birth. The God's gift is only the nation it has given us the birth in, because that is where our responsibilities lie. It is for us in our time to give back to not only our parents, but our community, but our nation, but our planet, where we have been born, as Manisha Sharma, as Raghav, as Raman, as Sri Devi, as we are born, because this is one life that we have. I will not be getting another life to fulfill my dreams. Now, moving on with your dreams of becoming a successful entrepreneur. What was the old and what is the new normal? Now, what is the new normal? You would be astonished that during the COVID period, when people were living in fear, when they were closing down their homes, shutting themselves up inside the houses, there were people who had the courage to start up ventures. And that's the new normal. I think the attitude of fearlessness is what enables entrepreneurship. These steps, as you can see, I will be focusing my this 1 hour of a session on the most important things that I feel, that the skills that I feel are important for all of you sitting out there, my friends. The youth of the nation is the highest enabled youth in today's world, if I talk about it. The youngsters that are being born now, the 10-year-olds in India are becoming professors. So that is the India that we are seeing and looking at. And I know all of you sitting here are the brightest of the minds. So those minds have ideas, they have concepts, they need to brainstorm. So sit together with your friends, brainstorm, work, and then finally succeed. And what does it involve? What all does it involve? Okay, so this slide is a very, very important slide. I've been telling myself, and I tell my young friends out here sitting with us today. Whatever is past, okay? The old life, forget about it. Take lessons, move on. Past, as you can see, is something which is to give you lessons and move in life. Future is something which you cannot control. In 2019, we never knew we'll be entering a phase of COVID, right? I call this phase a COVID ability. So we need to live with COVID and the ability to live in COVID, survive in COVID. And for that, we need to have the fittest of the health, both mental and physical, right? So, and both are very, very interconnected. I need to have the bestest of the physical health. At the same time, I need to have the bestest of the mental health. Now, how does that happen? And the changes now is what I tell everybody. Can it be, I will be patient tomorrow. I will be courageous tomorrow. I will take risk tomorrow. I will have an idea tomorrow. I will live tomorrow. I'll be happy tomorrow. I will smile tomorrow. No, there is no tomorrow. It is now or it is never. I will be happy now. I will be courageous now. I will have those ideas now. I will sit back on my life now. I will be in charge and in control of my life now, or never. Okay? So this is the now that we're talking about. I intend to give all I have, even if in future my support is required for college, for you guys. I'm committing myself for this cause, for to your principal ma'am today. I will be available for any support required from now on, for your life journey. So when we talk about entrepreneurship, how to become a successful entrepreneur, what are those skills that are required? What are those traits that are required for me to become a successful entrepreneur? I need to have an entrepreneurial mindset. That is one, right? But what else? I need to have work ethic. Now, work ethic is a very wide term, and because of the lack of time that we have, I am again and again reiterating, I'll be focusing on certain very important aspects. It will include attitude, it will include my being professional or non-professional, my being focused or non-focused, my being dedicated or non-dedicated. As you can see on the slide, my working or not working, my being disciplined or not disciplined. My dear friends, it takes courage to wake up in the morning when everyone is sleeping and work on your ideas because you want to succeed in life. It takes courage to sit back late at night, burn yourself out, have that fire in your belly, and let the world know that yes, I am not what you thought I am. I have the ability to move beyond myself and to become the next bestest version of who I am today. And that requires all of these. As you can see, it requires goal oriented, it requires principles, it requires philosophy, effort, practice, balance. It requires respect for others and respect for myself at the same time. It requires me to be legally compliant and to know and learn, unlearn, relearn. Now that is going to form you and make you the best of the entrepreneurs that the world has ever seen. And that is what I wish for all of you sitting here. Robust work ethic, as you saw on the last slide. Successful entrepreneurs know a thing or two about work ethic. Most of the time, they'll be the first to arrive in the office. So you cannot be late. You have to lead from the front. I'll give you one little example. So, and that's my life example. So I had some trainers coming back to me in my past professional journey, and they would say, Manisha ma'am, the hotel industry students, they had housekeeping as a subject, right? So they had to clean. Housekeeping requires cleaning the glass and stuff, and that they had to clean the glass of the institute. So the trainers came back to me saying, Manisha ma'am, the students are not getting up. Nobody's volunteering today to clean the glasses. And if we require your help. So I, being the HOD, I just removed my blazer there, hung it on the chair, removed my scarf, took hold of a call-in bottle, some newspapers in my hand, and I walked down in the corridor and I started cleaning the glass myself. And you would not imagine such youth we have, such energetic youth. They see you filled with energy. They see you filled with passion. They see you filled with a purpose. They see you leading from the front. And in next 2 minutes, the newspapers were gone from my hand. I didn't know where the call-in bottle was. And the complete glass thing in the institute was clean in next 1 hour. And it was, would you imagine, it was close to 200 students doing that. They were actually snatching the newspapers from each other's hands and ensuring that they're cleaning. So I told the trainer, I said, boss, you cannot be having your pockets, your hands in the pockets and telling the people to clean. You have to lead from the front. So when you will be leading your businesses, you have to lead from the front. You have to set examples. Second is passion. What a word. Everyone uses passion now. This is a very overly used terminology, but I don't know if people know the real meaning. What is the real meaning of passion? Find your passion, I say. My generation, the old generation, your generation, find your passion, man. Find your passion, my dear girl. You cannot be following, okay, so we did what we did because our parents told us to do. So I'll ask some of the students, I'll ask some questions, okay? And the questions are like, okay, if you have taken up retail, do you see yourself as a retailer? The answer came, no. So I was like, why? Ma'am, I took retail because my mom wanted me to. Ma'am, I took retail because my father wanted me to. Ma'am, I took retail because my uncle told me to, because my neighbor told me to, because my friend told me to, my cousin, brother, sister told me to, not because I was interested in taking retail. Out of the 100 students, I would say there are those 20-30% of the students who are very, very clear on what they want from life. So there was those 30 who would come back to me and say, ma'am, I took retail because I wanted to take retail. This is my passion. I want to learn retail and then become a successful retail entrepreneur. They had their goals set. So where do you see yourself in next 2 years is my question to you today. And if that is a goal, what is the goal for next 5 years? Now, what is a goal setting and how can it become easy for you guys? It can become easy not when we give it a qualitative kind of parameter. It cannot be, ma'am, I want to be highly successful in next 2 years. It has to be given a number for you to be able to chase it. Okay, so it can be, I want to become highly successful now. That's a qualitative kind of an aspect. It cannot be measured. But for me, being successful, being highly successful would be having a salary of, or having as an entrepreneur, maybe a 4 or 5 lakh per month of an income. That is being highly successful for me, Manisha ma'am. And that's next 5 years for me. So if you can just give it a number and keep chasing that number, that will be happening for sure. And as I told you, the universe is also listening, right? It sees you are burning your hours, you're burning your time, you're burning your energy towards that passion. You're waking up late, you're getting up early in the morning just to ensure that passion which you have inside you is fulfilled. Now, what is my passion? My passion is giving back. So I'm doing what I love doing the most, that is connecting with the students, with the youth, with women, children, and seeing them change their lives for themselves. That gives me such a wonderful experience and helps me sleep well, right? So when we talk about passion, as we are talking about, you'll be hearing a lot of people talking about purpose. What is your purpose of life? What is the direction you want to go in? Now, this is a slide which is self-explanatory and will tell you where your purpose is. Your purpose is the red thing which you see in the middle. Okay? So it is a mix of passion, mission, vocation, profession. How does the world sees it? Are you paid for it? Are you great at it? Do you love doing it? That will make you succeed in life. This one thing. These are the questions which you need to ask yourself. These are the questions which you need to ask yourself. Sit down, write down your strengths. Sit down, write down your weaknesses. And trust me, you need to be very, very honest. Be honest with yourself first, right? Work ethic and passion go hand in hand. Yes, if you're passionate, you will be working. Passion is the driving force that we have. It is the hunger in the belly. It is the fire in the belly, right? It drives you. It is your petrol, diesel, Bornvita, right? And it energizes you. It pulls you through. If you don't have a passion, if you don't have a purpose, please find one. Today, sit down, go back home, sit down, relax, have a calm mind, because only a calm mind will be able to give you the best of the ideas. This slide, again, is all about creativity. And an entrepreneur needs to be very, very creative. He needs to have that creative mindset. You cannot have a rigid mindset, a rigid thought process. You need to be open to ideas. You need to learn the new things that are coming up as far as the reports of World Economic Forum and the Deloitte and the McKinsey's and the India Skills reports are saying. So what has the COVID pushed us into? It has pulled us into, I would say, 3 years before what had to happen 3 years later, possibly. And those are the future skills, and the future skills in design thinking, in ideation, so those will be helping you. If I talk about nursing, if you want to take up nursing as an entrepreneurship kind of a venture, you'll be required to work a lot on data. The future is going to be, and I'm saying this with all the experience I have and all the talks that we do with the industry, the kind of alignments that we have with the industry across domains, the future is going to be hospitals versus AI-enabled hospitals. Okay? The future is going to be nursing versus future skill-enabled nursing. The future is going to be MBAs versus data analytics plus MBAs, right? So I'm going to talk about it as we move forward. Creativity, as I spoke about, is the companies that thrive are often built from the wild creativity of their creators. Okay, you talk about any startup that has happened. Talk about Ola. Talk about Swiggy's. Talk about all these ventures. They are the youngsters. They are people from you who have started these. Two, three friends together collaborating and starting on an idea, keeping their egos aside. Yes, that's very, very important. Because what is the focus? What is the aim? What is the goal to be achieved? If you have to achieve that goal, everything else has to go aside. That should not come in the way. With aggressive competition these days, entrepreneurs are forced to come up with original ideas. Yes, so originality is very, very important. You cannot, we have seen people failing if they have tried copied ideas. Okay, so if somebody comes up and says, okay, I'll be having a new version of Spotify, that person will be facing a lot of competition in the market because Spotify has already made its mark. Right? So that somebody has to come with new original ideas to ensure that the entrepreneurship or the entrepreneurial venture is a success. Now, this is very, very important. I'm coming down to the mindset now. We are talking about mindset only till now, right? It's going to be a mental fitness and the mental attitude first that will be pulling you and your body towards your focus and the goal in life. So it says, I am possible and I can't do it. Please remove those no's if you want to be a successful entrepreneur. You should not be doubting your capabilities. You should not be doubting your positives. Irrespective of whoever says what, please listen to what you want for yourself. It has to be positive though, right? It cannot be, I want to start something which is illegal. It cannot be that, right? It has to be legal, has to be something which gives back to the society, has to be something which leaves this planet a better planet, right? And has to be something which is rewarding for you. Your soul should be content. Oh my God, I've done such a fantastic job for my people. Motivated self-starters. So you have to be motivated. So if you want to be motivated, so you cannot be expecting to become an entrepreneur if you are having a mentality of a 9 to 5, please. Right? You have to give a 200 or 300%, cannot be even 100% of your time, of your energy, of every skill of yours, every time of yours. You have to burn yourself is what I've been talking now. Entrepreneurs have to be self-starters to help their business scale rapidly in today's cutthroat business world. You have to be self-starters, right? You cannot wait for people to kind of give you motivation the next day, in the next hour, the next minute, the next second. I need motivation every minute. Then you cannot be an entrepreneur, because you have to keep yourself motivated. Yes, you can take those motivation centers, you can sessions, you can have motivational gurus, you can follow them, you can have mentors, you can have life coaches, but they cannot be with you throughout. It is everyday struggle that you have to face alone. And for that, you have to be self-motivated. Now, this screen is a fantastic example of how nature does it. And nature can do it. Why can't we, as the best version, which has been given on the planet, the human beings, right? We see flowers and plants pulling out themselves out because of their basic nature of resilience. We see the trees never bowing down to the wind flows and not breaking. So you cannot be rigid and stand in the winds, right? If it's a rigid tree, it will fall. Resilience is one more thing, which is a very, very important aspect of a successful entrepreneur. The process of adapting well in the face of adversity or trauma or stress. You should be stress-proof. Okay, and for that you need to be very, very tough inside, and that is built. It is not a day's job. You have to inject yourself small doses of courage, small doses of patience, small doses of perseverance, small doses of resilience every day to come out of all this. What does resilience mean and what does it involve? You have to nurture a positive view of yourself. Now, I'll give you one example. So one day, one of the trainers came back to me and said, Manisha ma'am, there's one student who keeps sitting in the back of the class and would not participate in the class, right? So we want that student to be pulled out and participating in the class, and we require your help. So I came down to the class and asked that student to come out and start introducing himself. And this student wanted to take a job and not become an entrepreneur. So I asked him, I said, please introduce yourself, because that's the first question you are asked when you are interviewed. He could not speak, right? So he just stood with his eyes low and, could not face the class, did not speak. So just to motivate him, I asked him the next question. Okay, I said, forget about introducing. Tell me, what is the one thing that has happened? What is the one thing which has happened? Can I have all of you please muting your mics, guys? Can I have all muting your mics audio, please? Okay. So I called the boy in front and I asked him, the first question was, what is the good thing that has happened with you today? And he said, nothing has happened that is good with me. And that was 4 p.m. in the evening when I asked him. The college started at 8:30. So I told him, are you able to see? He said, yes. Are you able to hear, speak? Yes. Do you have parents at home? Yes. Do you have food on the table? Yes. Do you have electricity? Yes. Do you have a home? Yes. Are you taking education? Do you have hope for life? Yes. So I say, how can this be that you do not have anything positive that has happened to you in today? So you have to nurture a positive view of yourself, irrespective of whatever is happening with you. Move towards your goals. Make connections. Now, this is a world of networking. Network with the right people who will help you transform your ideas into an entrepreneurial venture. Accept that change is a part of life. Take decision and convert that decision into action. Adaptability is the next thing we're talking about. Being adaptable, as we saw the tree also, you need to be adaptable, flexible to be able to face the challenges. You would have to change your plans. You would have to change the entire project maybe. You would have to have a plan B, C, D, E, but you cannot be giving up. If you want to have, and if you want to become a successful entrepreneur, you have to flow with the flow. There's only one thing which you can control in your life, my dear friends, and that's you. You can control your habits, you can control your thoughts, you can control your behavior, you can control your words. You cannot control what other people think. You cannot control what government policies will be. You cannot control what external environment is going to be. You cannot control who will be motivating you, who not. You cannot control what people think about you. And therefore, my energy should not be there, which I cannot control. My energy should be here. What can I control? I can control me. I am the master of my destiny. I can control my thoughts. I can control my behavior. I can be disciplined. I can be patient. I can be listening. Okay? So when we talk about adaptability, is that you might have to change your thought process. You cannot be rigid because, as I showed you in the last slides here, a rigid tree will fall in the winds because it has a tendency to stand tall, firm, irrespective of the winds. It will not bow down. It will not flow with the flow. Okay? So when we talk about adaptability, these people, what are the qualities the adaptable people have? This is where I'm taking the cursor. They experiment. They see opportunities. They see possibilities. They do not talk about people. They talk about ideas. They are resourceful. They think ahead. They avoid blaming. They take accountability. They remain humble irrespective of whatever they achieve in life. They have that learning attitude. And the learning attitude comes when you are humble. They are curious. What, why, where, how? How can I get the funds? What are the government policies? Which is the government website where I can go and check on the startups? Who has started the startups in my state recently? What startups in India have been successful? What is it that India needs right now? What is it that my community, my immediate community, my village possibly has a problem? And can I solve it with my entrepreneurial venture? Because there's a need, I can fulfill that demand. You have to keep your mind open. And they know what they stand for. They have that clarity. People will keep saying, oh my God, what are you doing? You're going to fail. You will spoil your father's money. You have no idea what you're getting into. There are so many business ventures which failed. You will also fail, right? They know what they stand for. They will not listen to all this. Now, when we talk about the opposite of adaptability, that's being rigid. Now, rigid people are not open-minded. And the first word I spoke to all of you when I started the PPT was being fearless. They are afraid. Rigid people are afraid of the unknown. What will happen? Oh my God, what will happen? What will happen? What will happen? Right? And being afraid is another measure of your not having confidence on your abilities. They're not good team players. They can only work in silos. They are nervous and negative. They'll only see the negative side of the picture. They'll not see the glass half full, half empty. I say the glass is always full. People say, Manisha, the glass is half full with water or half empty. I say the glass is always full. The other half is full with air. So you have to keep having that mentality of seeing the positive around you. They are eager to learn. Now I'm coming down to learning, my dear friends, and this is going to be very, very important for you. Whatever we have learned till now, COVID has changed it. Even I'm learning new skills after 20 years of experience in life. I have friends who have 15 years of experience in life, 25 years of experience in their careers, and they are still learning. COVID has pushed us to learn these skills because without these skills, we'll not be able to survive in the placeable market or even in the entrepreneurial kind of setup. What it means for business. It means enhancing your skill level. If you have the maximum of the skill levels that you have, you will be running the best of the business show that this world will ever see. You cannot have one skill and say, I will be very successful. You cannot have team which is not skilled and you can say that I'll be successful. Okay. And when I talk about skill, it is both the human skills and the technical skills, my dear friends. Okay. We are going to that now. Now, this is a fantastic study done by World Economic Forum. If you want, you can click. I have a photograph of this slide. And I have highlighted the points which I felt are very, very strong for nursing and medical line of people, right? You need to have analytical thinking and innovation if you want to become a successful entrepreneur. So these are the top 10 skills for 2025, according to World Economic Forum. All throughout, for a good entrepreneur, for a good professional. You need to have the ability to actively learn and the learning strategies. You need to be creative, original, and take initiatives if you want to be a successful entrepreneur. We have spoken about creativity, originality. We have spoken about active learning. We have spoken about being able to innovate. You need to have that analytical thinking kind of a mindset. You need to have the ability to analyze data and use it to a meaningful kind of scenario in your business. You need to be resilient. We've spoken about resilience, stress, flexibility or adaptability. Okay. We spoke about ideation. You need to have those ideas. You need to be problem solver, not a problem creator. You cannot be bringing problems on the table. You should be bringing solutions on the table as an entrepreneur. And even if you have 4 or 5 friends who are wanting to start your own business, you'll be having problems. Yes, everyone has. You'll be having challenges. But you need to have those egos aside, come back to the table and say, boss, let us solve this problem today. Let us ideate. Let us have those ideas on the table. Let us build those ideas and see how can we solve the problem. Even for 2030, they are saying, the report says, there is going to be fluency of ideas, active learning strategies. Okay. The new normal, the workforce, the work culture, the workspace, everything has been disrupted. It is going to be a collaboration of human-machine collaboration for 2021 moving onwards till 2030s or forever, I would say. This is going to be the era where it is going to be a mix of human skills and machine collaboration or those kind of skills. So what are the courses which I found and I researched which will be usable or useful for entrepreneurs? And especially if you are in nursing and you have done those kind of courses, which are medical kind of courses and related there. They're going to be introduction to data science. They're very small little modules, 1 month, 2 months kind of courses, which you can do, which you can just Google out, go on the websites and check. There are fantastic organizations doing a lot of research work on this. Data science methodology. Data is going to be very, very useful for nursing. As I told you, it is going to be hospitals versus AI-enabled hospitals in the future. And the future is coming very soon. Government has already installed smart meters. Rajasthan government has done it here, wherein artificial intelligence is being used to, and the smart meters are even connected with the solar energy. Right. So those things are happening in India already. We have electric cars coming up. So all those technologies are being looked at. We have, as I shared with you, we'll be having a doctor sitting here, and we still have those kind of scenarios, a doctor sitting here, being able to operate anywhere in the world with the help of robotics. So what is the difference between that doctor and the other doctor is just these, learnings they have taken. Data visualization with Python for data science, AI, and development. So these are little courses which your segment of people who want to become successful entrepreneurs can do. They're very basic courses. You don't have to learn coding to do all these courses. Let me be very, very frank. Okay, so this is also very good for nursing because it includes data. And nursing, you will be required to do a lot of data analytics and all. They are these little tools. Okay, you drag and drop, and they'll give you a picture. Right, so they are those tools which you will be, if you are able to use these tools, if you are able to use Python, if you are able to use data, if you are able to use AI, you will be able to proceed very well in your entrepreneurial ventures. Not only in entrepreneurial ventures, but even if you want to take up your nursing jobs, anywhere across the globe, because these are in demand. And I'm repeating, they'll not be including you are working on mathematics, or you will not have to work on mathematics. They are the usage of these softwares that we're talking about. Which are the organizations that are doing work on this? NASSCOM in a big way. NASSCOM is an organization which does a lot of these courses. There are many free courses also available. There are very small term courses also available. They are doing it in collaboration with Skill Up Online, IBM, and Microsoft. And they are fantastic courses. You can just go and Google courses for entrepreneurs, or you can take a screenshot of this or a photo of this slide, and you can Google these courses there, and you can do these courses alongside. If you want to become successful entrepreneurs, I would add ideation and creative thinking, kind of courses also for you. These are another set of skills. This is the right slide is the risk-taking abilities of an entrepreneur. The left is having that foresight, okay, being able to see what is in for me, where do I want to go, what is my focus, having ideas, grabbing opportunities. This is mentors, dimag ki batti jala de, right? Mentors will not do that. But yes, sitting with friends, reading a lot, listening to the news, being updated on what is happening in your country. What are the other people doing? What startups they have started? What were the pitfalls they had to face? What were the failures? And what were the learnings from those failures? Will be giving you a lot of opportunities and a lot of ideas on how you have to move forward in your entrepreneurial venture. You have to set a goal, as I spoke about earlier. You have to make a plan. You have to work. You have to stick to it. Let people say what they want to say. People will say, right? They cannot stop themselves from saying. Be persistent. Be persistent. You have to have complete confidence on yourself. Focus on quality. Working with quality people. Having quality employees for your organization. Okay? Having quality thoughts. Right? So all this is going to work fantastic, and a lot of teamwork is going to happen. And before I end, the last is going to be being assertive and making a plan, okay? Being assertive would not mean going rude with people, but when you have to get things done as an entrepreneur, you will have to be very, very polite, but yet very, very assertive. So what others want is going to be passive for you. It should not be, it should give you learning, but it should be passive. What you want is kind of an aggression that we have. But where can we meet together? Where can we build synergies with people? If we are 5 people sitting across the table, how can we bring ideas together? If somebody is not listening to my idea, how can I be assertive yet polite and convey my idea across, right? So these are the qualities which are required to become a successful kind of an entrepreneur. And this is one of the most important slides, my dear friends. And that is, as you can see here, the brain is all cluttered, confused, right? Why? Why? Because it has a lot of noise around. Lot of noise around. What is the noise? And I say, mute the noise, mute the noise, mute the noise, mute the noise. Because who has the remote control? You have the remote control in your hand. What remote control is it? The remote control of what will you think? What are your thoughts? What are your beliefs about yourself? How much confident you are? How much patient you are? How much focused you are? How much disciplined you are? Now that remote control is in your hand, and you just have to mute the noise. The noise is, what is the noise? The noise is everybody and anybody who is demotivating you. Noise is everybody and anybody who is digressing you from your goal. Noise is everything that is coming in your way and your target. Stop listening to all that noise. With this, I'm ending my PPT, and I'm opening this for questions. In case you have, please have your questions in the chat box, and I'll be happy to kind of take a look at this. Yeah, we can have the questions in the chat box.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, everybody can.
Okay, your voice is very feeble, ma'am.
Yes. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, you're audible. Thank you. I can see the hands raised. If you can have those questions in the chat box, I'll be,
Yes.
yeah.
Students, anybody need to ask any question? You can
Yeah,
put
I
in
can
the chat
see
box.
Kavya, Priva, okay, I can see Nitya. Nitya, you can unmute yourself. You can ask the question, my dear.
Nitya?
Okay, I saw a hand raised.
Yes.
Yeah, so if we can have those questions, guys, please be very, very open. I spoke about being open-minded. I spoke about being fearless. I spoke about being confident. I know all of you more than, I can see more than 120 people sitting here. A very, very confident kind of a generation that I've been involved with. So if you have questions, please raise those questions. You can unmute yourself, ask the question. Or you can put the question there. I will take the question without taking your name, even if that is a challenge. Yeah? Okay. Okay, so how can I know that I have entrepreneurial skill? Okay, so I think there's nobody to tell you you have that entrepreneurial skill, right? But you have that seed in you. You have that calling, right? You have that calling. I have seen my students, 4 or 5 of them, getting down together. Manisha, ma'am, we don't want to do a job. So the first thing they'll say is, we don't want to do a job. That is how you know what is the other way. The other way is to become an entrepreneur, right? And when you want to become an entrepreneur, my dear, how to know if you have that skill? Do you have a passion? That is one. Ask yourself that question. The slide which I shared with you, will that passion pay you? Huh? Are you very, very good at it? Are you very, very good at that skill? Is that skill a fantastic, fantastic skill that you have? If that is there, that becomes your point to work on, right? You can be very good at, I've seen the students who are very good at selling skills, right? They some of my students, they started having those containers imported from abroad of shoes, of clothes, and they've started their own business and ventures here, 4 or 5 of them. There were students who were very, very clear on starting their call centers, so they worked in call centers, they gained those skills, and now they are running their own call centers here in Delhi in North, right? There were those who were very, very clear on, Manisha ma'am, I want to start my own pub and restaurant. Yeah, right. So those students took internship in restaurants and the liquor firms also, to be able to gain knowledge. They took that knowledge for 1 2 years, worked there, and had enough knowledge, and now they are running their own pubs and bars, right? So becoming an entrepreneur only needs you to have courage. You need to have those skills. If you are very, very good at it, if you have that passion in you, you can definitely work around it, right? Nobody can and has the right to tell you you cannot do it. You can do anything you put your mind to. Okay, so any other question we have?
Ma'am, I have what to say, ma'am? Your message for our students. You said here now they have to put their mind into that to become an entrepreneur or to succeed in life. So to be focused,
Yes.
to concentrate on like education or whatever is their
Yes.
wish,
Yes.
whatever is their
Yes.
passion. What
Yes.
is your suggestion to the students, ma'am?
Okay. Okay. So that's a fantastic question. And I keep getting those questions whenever I'm giving sessions, ma'am. So I would say, now there's another, how do I get an idea perfectly as I can? Okay. I have another question here in the chat box. I'm coming to that question. But before that, I'm taking the question which the principal ma'am has asked me to, how to remain focused. Okay. So the last slide, which I showed all of you, that is to cut down the noise. Okay. To cut down the noise. Now, when I'll give you a little example. We drive cars, we've seen people driving cars, or we drive bikes and we have seen people driving bikes or scooters, right? So, when we are driving a bike or a car, for example, we are driving a car, who has the steering wheel? Who is sitting on the steering wheel? We are sitting on the steering wheel, right? That engine, that machine has to be well maintained for us to be able to run the car. So is it with our mind. We need to fill this with positive thoughts. We need to read a lot. We need to be skilled, upskilled, reskilled, right? For us to be able to become successful. We cannot keep sitting here and thinking, I'll be successful, I'll be successful, I'll be successful, and I'll be successful. No, you cannot do that. You have to act, right? For that, the steps are learning. The steps are unlearning what is not required. And the steps are relearning what is required currently. Where do I need to change myself? Water or the river will not stop if it has even the biggest of the boulders in the way. It will make way, right? That is how learning has to be. It is a never ending journey. Never ending journey. What will happen if we have a pit in the on the road and you fill it with the best of the water, mineral water? Keep that there for 5 days, 6 days. Even the best of the water will start stinking, right? So we need to keep flowing. We need to keep changing. We need to keep learning, unlearning, relearning. What is the human skill that I have? I need to be very, very introspective, ma'am. What is my pitfall? Do I have anger related issues? Do I have stress related issues? What are the human skills I require to build me into the next best version that I want to see myself into? And when I shared the example of the car, we are on the steering wheel. Who is in control of life? I am. What is a small mirror in front, the rear view mirror? It is the past. Whatever happened in the past, the traffic behind, that's the past. It is for me, it is just guiding me on how to move forward. The traffic on the side mirrors, is just guiding me on how to move ahead. That is not me. That is not my journey. My journey is the glass in front of me, which is a big glass in the car, has to be clean. Has to be clean, and I have to be focused there. The learning, the rear view mirror and the side view mirror is giving me what? How to move on in the journey. Who is on the side? I should not be looking on the side. Oh my God, my neighbor is doing this. My neighbor is doing this. My neighbor is doing this. What will happen? My car will bang. Right? Because I'm not focused. I'm not focused. I'm not looking in the front. So the glass has to be very clear. Mind has to be very clear. What do I want? What do I want with this soul that I am? In this life journey, in the next 20 years, what do I want to leave this planet? What do I want to do for my parents? What do I want to do for my family? And trust me, whenever I ask the students who motivates them, what is their motivation? It comes down to family. I believe until and unless we have this youth which is always motivated to give back to their fathers, give back to their mothers, give back to their brothers, give back to their families, do something for themselves, they will be able to achieve anything in life. The only thing is they have to be focused and have the glass clear. Have that glass clear. So the journey is easy. Keep oiling your engine, right? We get the car serviced, we have to service ourselves too. And that happens from learning, unlearning, and relearning. That happens having a fittest of the mentality and having a fit body. I cannot be weak. I cannot be unhealthy, and imagining I'll become an entrepreneur, right? So I think those are the qualities that will help them remain focused. We have to bring back our mind to that frequency, like the radio frequency. It plays a song only when it catches that frequency, right? Otherwise it'll keep playing the noise. It'll keep playing the noise. So noise has to be cancelled out, for which we are responsible. We have to bring it back. People can only motivate us. They can only help us, tell us that, oh my God, come out of this well, come out of this well, come out of this well. I am throwing a rope, hold the rope and come out of this well. But I don't want to come out. Ma'am, this is such a nice well. Oh my God, this is such a nice well. I want to have only the circumference as the sky I want to see. I don't want to see the complete sky. I don't want to make an effort and come out. So the effort has to be from there. It is a complete sky, which is a sky, not the circumference of the well that is a sky, right? Yeah. So, and with that, I hope I answered your question, ma'am.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah. And how do I get the idea perfectly is the next question that I have in the chat box. Okay, how can you get the idea perfectly? If you have an idea, or if you have 5 ideas, Google out. We have this Google Baba. You call it Baba, you call it Babi, you call it whatever. Okay, I call it Google Baba. So the Google Baba, when I was young, my dear friends, I didn't have this. Trust me, if I had this, I would be somewhere else today. I had these books which are lying behind me. I would keep reading, go to library, research, have those library people tell me which book to refer to, my teachers telling me which book to refer to listen to your gurus, throw your ideas to them, tell them, ma'am, so I have these ideas. Google out on, research a lot, read a lot, and see which is the best idea out of those 10 ideas. Okay, who are the people around you who are good at those skills? They have to be very good at those skills for you to start an entrepreneurial venture. And with the good, they need to have a fantastic, strong soul. Okay, so a soul which is courageous enough to start. Once you start, that's the only thing, that's the only fear people have, how to start. Okay, so go on the government websites, check on the startup. The government has a lot to offer. They have funds which they offer to good startup ideas. If the idea is not taken up for government funding, have your own funds, have funds from bank, tell your parents what you're wanting to do. I've seen girls starting little ventures, principal ma'am. I was astonished, there's this girl I cannot name because so this girl in Delhi during COVID 2020, a lot of shops were closed and were out for sale. So she had 50,000 rupees saved from the tuitions she was taking at home. She took up a little tea stall in the metro station in Delhi, and she started running it. She asked me, Manisha ma'am, can I start it? And I said, if you want to, food is your calling, then please, it's your soul's calling, then please go ahead. So she started that. And would you imagine, today she's not only doing that, but she's also running online small business from her home. So she's making those little earrings and stuff and kind of selling it out to her customers. And from the tea, they have started making dosas. They've started delivering it to home with Swiggy and with all those Zomato apps. So she's even doing that now. So I think it's just a matter of courage and of conviction and of confidence on my capabilities. If you have that, throw your ideas on the table. Ask your friends, ask people you trust, ask your gurus, right? And these are the ideas I have. Search, read a lot on them, and then come up with the best idea. That is the need of the hour. It has to be the need of the hour. Before that, I would say, please, 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 I'm telling the generation, it is going to be hospitals versus AI enabled hospitals, my dear friends. And that's happening very, very quick. It's happening very quick. So with nursing, you need to have data analytics courses, maybe. Take up those small 1-2 months kind of certifications. Learn those skills also. So I'm a nurse, but I'm a nurse with a data analytics knowledge. I know how to use data, right? And come out with the best of the results and the best of the projections. Yeah. So I have given it on the screen that I had shared. I'm sure you all were. I answered your question on the idea. If not, you can again pop up the question in the chat box, and I'll be more than happy taking it. Yeah. So any other question we have? Any other questions? So, okay, so one last thing. Were you able to benefit from the session? If I can have the yeses, or whatever you think, the no's, you can just give it in the chat box. Unmute yourself. I see people, I see the youth so highly motivated nowadays, they'll just unmute themselves and say, yes, 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 Manisha ma'am, or no, Manisha ma'am. Come on. Come on. Sabre. Sabre is such a person listening,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's great. So that's such a motivation always. I hope I have answered your questions. In case we still have queries, we can always take it up on the next session that we have with your college.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, there's another question, ma'am, that has come up. How to cope with failure? But my friend I don't know. Oh, okay. How to cope with failure? Failure is no word. There's no word failure. Come on. Okay. How to cope with failure? So failure is just a lesson for life. It is just a stepping stone. It tells you where did you go wrong. That's it. You're not getting back. So somebody knocked you down, okay? Somebody pushed you and you fell on the ground. That is failure. Huh? But you're not getting back and not standing up quickly is failure. That is the actual failure. Your failure is not somebody knocking you down. Failure is not your parents, your family, your society, your circumstances knocking you down. Failure is not having a bad idea. Failure is not the idea of failing. Failure is not trying again. Failure is not getting back up again. Failure is not standing back quickly, dusting our clothes, healing our wounds, having a smile on the face and saying, yes, boss, I'm ready for the next thing. Come on, bring it on. Bring it on. Okay? So that is failure. If you remain down, that is failure. Okay? If that is not happening, you have another idea. Come on, try it. Yeah? So I think you are good and positive. And if your partners are not listening, no worries, bring them on. I spoke about being assertive, being polite, but yet assertive. Have your friends on the table. Say, yes, boss, I understand what is your point, but I am looking at this with this picture. Let us give it a try. Okay. What will happen at the max? You will fail. Huh? You will fail, right? I will give you one little instance on this. One little example, my life example. I was born in Amritsar, which is a small town in Punjab. Huh? Family spoke Punjabi, grandparents Punjabi, everybody Punjabi, kitte utte, say, all that. Hindi. So till 4th standard. 5th standard, my school was changed. And that school was big school. People spoke only English, and wow, English. And what is the mentality we have? Anybody who's speaking fluent English, wow, boss. What a man, what a woman. come on, give me a break. Communication is not about speaking fluent English. Communication is being about being able to express yourself the way you want to. It can be in Hindi, it can be in your language, it can be in whatever language. That is communication, right? So, but English was a language. So my class teacher one day made me stand in front of the class, said, Manisha, speak on the nation's flag for 1 minute. And Manisha Sharma started speaking fifth standard. And I had 42 students in the class, and all of them started laughing because I was using a lot of Hindi and Punjabi. Yeah. So I had three options then. And I had three options. What was the first option? Was I will never speak now because they laughed at me. Second, I don't care. You laugh, okay. Third is I'll prove you wrong. Yeah. So next 2 years, I took it to heart. So next 2 years, I was working on my English communication skills. And by the 7th standard, I was winning declamation and speech competitions for my school. And I am sitting today in front of you, speaking as a speaker because they laughed at me. And I'm thankful to them. I thank everybody who pulls you down. Thank everybody who pulls you down, because that is the universe and the nature telling you, boss, you need to break that ceiling glass, the glass ceiling. You need to break that glass ceiling. You have it in you. Okay? So break that glass ceiling. Have critics with you. Listen to them. They are your best friends. Okay? They are your best friends. Learn from what they're saying. Take it to heart, but not in a negative manner. Yeah. Okay, so I've received a lot of yeses. Huh? Okay, that's great. Okay. So I hope I answered the question on the failure, part 2. Yeah. With that, any other question, and we'll come to an end. With the permission of Principal Ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am, it was an excellent session, ma'am. Actually, this, motivating them, this failures, these are common only now.
Yeah.
Those days, like all of us met with failures, and maybe we didn't take that much into heart, and we overcome all those failures, and like all of us are successful. But
Yes.
these children, minute disturbance in them, they are not able to overcome that. We really do not know why. Even if there's a family problem, earlier days, people were friends were there to support you, and we were considering friends as family members, and we were just moving on. But nowadays, children, they face a lot of these kind of mental struggles. That's why I have thrown even that question to you: how to motivate the students. So we are taking some steps. So a student has finally asked, "How do I get move on with my failure?" So the present day children, maybe they're very fragile.
Yeah.
That's why actually we want to organize many kind of these classes. So that the students have a very positive motivation and they just succeed in life. They are so much talented. But still they are not able to cope up with the failures.
Yeah. I think Principal Ma'am, we're all mothers sitting to them here. That's how I see us. We want them to succeed, and I am committing myself to your organization. So wherever you need my support, I'll be always standing back.
Yeah, ma'am. Please, ma'am. Yes. Thanks a lot, ma'am, for offering. Yes, ma'am. So it's been a very nice session, ma'am, and I think now all students are motivated, and we can achieve wonders from now onward. Ma'am has extended her hands in future also. Like not only this, ma'am did not allow me to read her resume in the beginning. If you would have listened to that, maybe all of you might
please, if you can.
No, ma'am, we have your 2-page CV.
Okay.
I'm reading that. Reading.
Yeah.
It's just astonishing. So that much She has put on efforts to come up in life, and today she's very successful. And finally, she has mentioned a word that possibly this has been the reason why many of her ex-trainees address her as Ma. So,
Oh, okay.
and a mother to
You're talking
many,
about me, okay.
transformer, a life coach, speaker,
Yeah.
influencer. She has transformed thousands of lives till now, still going strong. There is no challenge which deters this woman. This is from the social media we got. So,
Okay.
so
Okay.
I think our students might have, gained a lot of confidence today.
Oh,
That's what.
yes, yes, yes. They can reach out to me on the LinkedIn profile also. I'm there
Yeah.
on the LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And my spelling would be this. I'm putting in the chat box.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they can be connected. All the students can be connected with me there,
Yeah.
because I keep putting something, and they can benefit from that part of me as well.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you very much, ma'am.
yeah.
So I formally invite Dr. Rati to proceed further with the vote of thanks.
Yes, ma'am. On behalf of IAC, we would like to provide a e-certificate for you, ma'am, for the magnificent presentation and excellent motivating session. Herewith, share the e-certificate for your excellent presentation, ma'am. One minute. Thank you very much for the excellent presentation, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
And this is our e-certificate, and we'll be sending you to your mail ID, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Here I hand over the session to Dr. Rajeshwari, ma'am, Vice Principal, to deliver vote of thanks.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon to all the lecture. On behalf of Indirani College of Nursing, IQAC and IIC, I'm very happy to convey my gratitude to a proud speaker today. It's a very energetic and enthusiastic, real motivational session, ma'am. Today, this thrown a very good insight into us how to become an entrepreneur. So our students are a real motivation, because after a long COVID, all these sufferings, we had a good session today. So our students been have a good idea about how to develop in their future. I think so, ma'am.
Yeah.
So you have shown us how what are the qualities required, and what are the courses which can enhance our entrepreneurial skill, everything. So
Yeah.
I thank you very much, ma'am, for your great time we had today. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Humbled and honored, ma'am.
We are just admired to see your resume. As our principal ma'am said at the beginning of the session, we just have gone through your CV. So that's a real motivation what you have, and how you become a very good entrepreneur. So we'll follow your mantra. We'll
Thank
start.
you.
So
Thank you.
today
Thank
itself,
you.
we'll start thinking about entrepreneurs, and we'll become soon, I think, ma'am.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much, ma'am, for your
Thank you. Thank you.
session.
Grateful, grateful.
I thank our beloved principal, ma'am, who is always our guide and motivator, for arranging all these sessions. Thank you very much, ma'am. And you made the session very lively. And every following all the sessions, ma'am usually throw many questions, and ma'am clarify all our doubts, everything. So thank you very much, ma'am. And I
Thank you.
thank Mr. Anandraj, sir, placement officer, SVCET, for giving us a very valuable speaker. It's a real motivator. It's a real session, I think. So I thank you, sir.
Thank
I
you.
thank our IIC coordinator, Dr. Rati Devi madam, and Jayanti, who helped us in organizing all this event. So it's a very successful today. Thank you very much for both of you. I thank all our faculties and students who listen patiently and you gain much knowledge today. Thank you very much. Thank you one and all for your patient listening. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Special
Thank you
thanks
so
to
much,
our
ma'am.
guests.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks a lot, ma'am.
So we can end up the session. I request everybody to leave the call.